Good morning. I will be demonstrating some uses for the 10 frame. And so the 10 frame is a particularly important math manipulative for teaching students the concept of subitizing and for learning to understand relationships between numbers, anchor numbers such as 5 and 10 and 20. And it helps children to internalize these concepts and how numbers relate to our anchor numbers. So I would do activities such as counting on to the 10 frame a lot, especially with our emergent learners. I would do lots of counting on, moving from left to right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would start with groups of 5, and then I would remove counters. So I'd like you to remove one counter. How many counters do you have left? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 counters. So what's the difference between 5 and 4? And you would just move counters on and off. If we take one counter away, how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 counters left. How many empty spaces are over here beside your counters? 1, 2. I have 2 empty spaces. So we really would focus on the relationship between the numbers here and the number 5. Once we've built some understanding with the children with their groups of 5, then we would move into the next row and build understanding with numbers, larger numbers, and their relationship to the number 10. And so we could do that by removing counters and talking about, oh, how many more we have a group of 5 up here. How many more counters do we have down here? 1, 2, 3. How many altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. 5 up here, and I have 3 down here. And just building in the language and the visual understanding of groups of coins, making larger numbers such as a group of 5 and a group of 3 making 8, and what happens to numbers when we remove coins and their relationship to 5 and to 10. Once children are emergent counters and the perceptual counters and initial number sequence counters are really comfortable, we're going to move into using a pair of 10 frames together to help children understand larger whole numbers, especially the teen numbers. When we are growing in number sense about the teen numbers, we're going to use one color in the top 10 frame because we are now thinking in groups of 10, not groups of 5 so much. So we'll have our learners put one color in the top 10 frame, and then they can subitize that this is always 10. They don't have to count these coins in the top 10 frame. They just know that's 10. And then so we encourage them and teach them through demonstration and practice to subitize that this is 10, and then we would count on to the bottom 10 frame with a different color coin as we move into the teen numbers. When children are using the 10 frame to understand the teen numbers, we are going to emphasize the relationship of these numbers to 10 and to 20. So we'll be very similar type activities, but to do with the teen numbers. Children will also be learning to represent these teen numbers in several ways. First, we will build them on the 10 frame, and we will understand what's happening using the 10 to 10 frames. For example, this is one group of 10 and 3 ones, and that makes 13. what would happen if you had one group of 10 and 8 ones? So then I would count those on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What number is that? So you encourage them to subbutize. 10 and 8 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And so we would play around with a lot of numbers and then also have the children represent these numbers through writing the digits and drawing pictures of what's happening in the 10 frames.